Today we are having an educational stream, or slightly educational. We're going to restring this thing and see how it plays with this. If you buy 7 packs of these strings, you got yourself the same guitar, I think. So we're putting high quality strings on. But these strings last really long, so let's just put them up. I changed the high E already, so I'm going to do the rest of them. I don't actually like doing it on the table. I actually do it on my lap. It's actually much more comfortable to do it in, so I'm going to do it this way. I have a trash can next to you. In these guitars, you can technically, it's because it's not a floating bridge, you can really take it all off, but I don't like to do it. It's kind of a bad habit to take all the strings off a guitar. So I'm going to do one by one. I'm going to try my best possible to not cut the ball off, because I'm so used to changing double locking bridges. I keep cutting the balls out when I'm not supposed to. We're going to put these strings in and we're going to check the intonation. These are not locking tuners, right? So technically, the best thing we want is have 3 wounds. So the strings are stable, they're in. It's not that easy. You have to have done it enough to know what's going to get you 3 wounds. And they call it the over and under when you put the strings in. So it goes over and it goes under. So it locks the strings in. No one really do this art anymore. But I will do an over and under. I don't know how to explain to an over and under. How the string gets in. And this is not like a tutorial video where you're going to have a other cut that comes in and show you how to do an over and under. But let me see if I'm doing this properly. If I don't do a proper over and under, the guitar string can get loose. Someone asked me earlier today, what your guitar setup? What strings you use? What's your tuning? You want to see what I sent them back? Maybe you'll find this mildly entertaining. I sent this back to them. So this is my setup. I give too much information, but I hope the luthier will appreciate it. It's like, this is the information. So I give the measurement of my fret action at the 19th fret. At this point, the neck must join the body. Means this. You see, the joints have happened. We have the neck is now on the body. It means this part of the neck will not bend, because if you give an action here, if you measure on the 7th fret or the 9th frets of how high the strings is, that's not always correct, because here the neck will bend forward and backwards. You have to measure at the point where the neck cannot move, and that's where it joins the body. And let's tune this. Okay, I got the guitar in tune. So I'm going to fix the intonation on this guitar. It's a $120 guitar. So I don't think they're going to spend the amount of time like I do and have the experts to set up intonation on these guitars. It's just not cost effective. The intonation is sharp, so I'm going to adjust this. We got to increase the length. It's sharp by like 4 cents. It's not like bad. That's actually pretty good. Next string. This one was 2 cents out in intonation. Oop, that is absolutely perfect intonation. Yes. Next one. This is better than when I first got out of the box. Check the D now. Actually, this is well intonated. They actually intonated this guitar pretty well. It was just a bit out on the low strings. We're going up to high string, it's pretty good. But the high string, the tolerance is much higher when it comes to intonation. That means it's easier to intonate high strings on the guitar than the low strings. So this is the block I got from PRS to do fret work. This block is like, you put the sandpaper on it, you mark all the frets with a sharpie, and then you run this block on a straight neck. Like the neck gotta be straight, and then you level all the frets with this. That's how you level the frets. Maybe I can do a tutorial one day on this, but there are people that are better than me at these things. It's not my expertise. But this looked like a simple thing, but that's what I got from PRS to do my own fret leveling. So intonation, it's better to be sharp than flat. If you have to choose between a flat note and a sharp note, you would rather have a sharp note. It sounds better if it's going to be out of tune. So if you're having a struggle with intonating and go, you know what, I'll just accept this slightly sharp note. Flat is like, oh man, miserable. All right, let's check the intonation. We've got 2 more left. The B is perfect. They did a good job on the B. And let's do the E. Yeah, this is now perfectly intonated. We're going to stretch the strings before we close this up here and listen to it. So this is how I stretch the strings. But the way I do, I put it on my knees, just easier. I hold down the other end and I stretch this way. Like, I give it a little jerk action. This is not a locking guitar, so try not to break the strings already. So a little jerk action. There's no whammy bar, so I don't need to worry about stretching it too much. And since this is not a floating bridge, you know what? I'm going to stretch string by string without tuning each one. If this was a floating bridge, you have to stretch the string, tune it, and then move to the next one. And all this is done before you lock the bridge, of course. This is very important. This part is a very important thing to do with putting strings on the guitar. If you don't stretch your strings, your guitar is going to go out of tune. And you're going to say, why is my guitar going out of tune? This guitar is broken. So here we go. We keep going. Little tuck. Explosive. Not too explosive. Little tuck, tuck, tuck. And you stretch it on every single fret. And off we go. And they never teach you this at the beginning if you have a double locking guitar. So I've spent so many years not understanding this. Hope this gives you more time to play after you've done all this. There we go. Now let's tune this guitar up. And when you tune the guitar, you must always tune up. If your string is sharp, don't go from sharp into the correct notes. You need to go from sharp to lower than the correct pitch and then upwards. Your last action of tuning a guitar must always be tightening your last action. You see how all the strings are pointed upwards after you finish? That is not good. You can hurt yourself with this or someone else. So always get a pick and I push them down. So the strings, the end of it, point downwards and not upwards. And then you can retune after. Oh, this sounds way better than I used to have it. Do you hear this? Check the fret buzz, right? There's no buzz and there's no choke. Choke is when you bend the string and it starts to buzz after you bend the string. That's called choking. We don't want strings to choke. Should we set it up the same as my stage guitars and see if it's going to buzz? You guys are wondering what kind of tool I'm using. It's the Darrell ruler. It tells you the measurements in inches and in millimeters. And you see, there's a little line there. It says it's 1.25, 1.5. And you make sure your string matches that line when you put this on the fretboard. That get you the tools you need with the string winder and all that stuff. So I'm going to use the ruler. At the 19th fret, it's got to be 1.25 millimeter. So the high E is 1.25 millimeter. The B isn't, so we're going to adjust it. I'm crazy. I know. The worst endorser to have if you don't want to make perfect guitars. This one is not bad at all. Go a little bit low and everything. So there's going to be some kind of buzz. We are going to introduce some kind of buzz, I think, on this. Because a guitar of this price range, the fretwork is not going to be that good. You just can't. It's just not the price point. Even though the machine have really done things now, it's incredible how CNC machine can cut material at perfection. Well, we're really setting this to be a shred machine now. So on this A here, I'm going to go for 1.5. Now I'm going to press the bridge down just to get everything nicely settled. We're going to tune this thing and hear how it really sounds like. Is it going to buzz like hell? Let's put a lead sound here. Ooh, there you go. I lower the action. You can hear the B string is a little bit low. So I'm going to do like a quarter turn to bring this string up a little bit. Let's check this. Okay, so it's a little bit buzzy. A bit buzzy here. I think this one gotta go higher. I'll turn it up a bit now. A little bit buzzy. So we got the action a bit lower, and what we found out is it makes it easy to play, but it doesn't sound as good. There's much more buzz happening because, of course, the fretwork of the guitar is nowhere as close as the PRS. So we're measuring against the best of the best here. But it's definitely playable as a beginner. If you're going to lower the frets this way, I wouldn't feel bad about practicing this way. Now I can really shred them. There you go. We did it. We did it today. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope that was fun and educational at the same time. All right. I'll see you later. Peace out, everybody. Stay safe. Have a good one. Bye.